What can I record a video of today? I've already covered most of those. I already covered that one. Yep, done that one. I haven't read that one yet. I've recorded those. This isn't really an anime manga channel. Already recorded that. Wait a second. I've got it. Hey everybody, we're back with a brand new video. So, I know it's been a while. We got college and sometimes it's hard to think of video ideas, but I did have one planned, but then, the holidays came and college stuff. But I figured since season 5 is approaching, I figured I'd take a shot and change up the format a little bit. So I don't know if you are aware, but at least last year I kind of started getting into anime a bit more. And, the first anime I ever watched was Naruto. But I figured since I like superheroes, I would watch My Hero Academia, which I have done. We're on season 5. I think it's coming out in like March maybe, or May or something. Sometime this year. Anyway. But I figured I'd take a swing at a new approach. So I changed my name again because I kind of want to get out of just comic books. And also, if you look up Orion's comics on Google, you get like Orion, the actual comic book. So I kind of wanted to change my name to get a little bit more diversity, hopefully get out more there on Google and stuff. So anyway, we're going to kind of go over My Hero Academia through, seasons 1 through 4, my thoughts, and beg the question of maybe some of the problems in the anime industry, if you will. So, because I watched it like last year, and I've got like, some of the video games and stuff. And I mean, yeah, like, especially when my first, like, major starting point into anime, it was pretty good. I enjoyed it quite a bit. So season 1, of course, is mostly just the origins and the starting point, and then season 2, you get a little bit more into the training and, more of the regular old life of the students, and then, you get, each season kind of gets further into, the lives, and they learn a little bit more, fight newer villains, newer challenges. It's pretty good. And of course, there's definitely some inspiration from, comic books and stuff. At least I've heard that the creator read a lot of Marvel comics and liked Spider-Man stuff, and that's kind of, there are some powers, that you can kind of picture, like, there's a character named Froppy who has frog-like abilities, and she can, stick to walls and stuff. Sounds a little familiar, and you can definitely see some archetypes and some characters kind of like maybe like blended in together and to make their own superhero, which I think is kind of cool. At least with some characters, some do seem kind of more original than others, but for the most part, it's pretty good array of characters and villains. And honestly, some of the characters have such unique powers that I would have never even like thought of them if I was making a comic book. Granted, I'm not a comic book writer, so. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of interesting characters, and a lot of interesting stories. For me personally, I feel like season 2 is maybe like the weakest season. Season 4 might be like the strongest. Kind of comes down to, of course, opinion. But yeah. I mean, overall, the series is pretty good. It's just where the gaps fall in, because like, some arcs are kind of like lamer than others, and sometimes you're like, that was kind of lame, but then there's a new arc, and it can kind of reinvigorate the story. So it's pretty cool because it is, you know, just a regular. I mean, it's like a shonen title, so it's like it's got some generic anime stuff in it, but for the most part, it's pretty good. Definitely a good starting off point if you're new to the anime community or fandom. And again, that was like the first one I kind of, or like the second one I got into, because I started off with like Naruto, and that was the only one I watched. But I figured if I like superheroes, then I'll probably like this, right? I was correct. The only complaints I've really heard are probably like Deku probably cries too much. That's, you know, debatable. I think it's fine. Like, you know, Deku is of course my favorite character. I think he's got a lot of the classic superhero archetypes that you're looking for in a main character. You know, he's altruistic, and he's a good person. He tries to do the best he can and help people. Of course, like any other superhero, Superman, Captain America, Spider-Man. I know a lot of people like Bakugo, and I also like Mr. Ozawa because he's kind of funny and he is lazy. I think he's pretty cool. Yeah, those are probably like my two favorite main characters. And All Might's pretty funny too. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of good moments, a lot of good characters. And then again, there's a whole array of characters. Maybe some don't get as much explanation as others. Maybe they'll get fleshed out later. But I was kind of thinking about that because there's another show that's similar called Assassination Classroom. And I feel like My Hero Academia has better character development than Assassination Classroom. Because in My Hero Academia, there's Class 1A, and that's your main cast of characters, pretty much, your main students. And I feel like most of them get their own story. They get their own like episode, so to speak. Maybe not each one gets their own specific episode, but there are certain parts where you kind of understand their point of view and their, you know, they get some piece of character development, is what I'm trying to say. But with Assassination Classroom, I feel like there's a lot of side characters that don't get any sort of development, and that's kind of disappointing. But that's still a good anime. I'm only in season 1 of that, but anyway, I digress. So yeah, again, overall it's pretty good. I've got plenty of figurines and stuff of My Hero Academia. And yeah, the powers are really cool. A lot of cool characters. And especially in the next season, season 5, we should be getting a bit more character development for the second class, like class 1B. So maybe we'll see how it goes. That'll be interesting. They are gonna fight. So yeah, if you haven't watched it yet, and you mostly watch my channel for comic books, then hopefully this is a new addition and a new gateway to pique your interest and something to get you into new fandom. My one complaint would probably be like, and sort of the main topic of the video was, again, like, I'm in a Facebook group, and like the main complaints I've heard are Deku cries too much, and there's a character in the class called Mineta, or named Mineta, and he's a character of controversy, and also kind of goes into the other part, but like, Mineta is often seen trying to get a peek at the girls in his class, naked of course. And if I'm gonna be honest, like when I first saw it, I thought it was kind of funny, because like, I mean, I think the main joke is that his attempt gets thwarted, but and you know, like, I kind of have come to expect that from anime, because like, you know, even from watching Naruto, there's plenty of sexualized jokes and characters and stuff, so it's like, I kind of chalk it up to a joke. But again, we kind of get a little bit more into politics on this side of the I don't know, century, and I try to get a little bit more political than some people would, but because we're in 2021, and you know, there's like PC culture and SJWs and the woke and stuff like that. So I do think it's interesting to think about, because especially like Japan and America have different value sets. Like the main reason that Mineta is kind of a problem is, I mean, not only is it like sexual harassment, but also the main complaint with the, because I believe the character, or the author of the manga has gotten like attacked for, you know, his sexualization of the students, because again, they're like, you know, 16 or 17 or 15. I don't know, but they're, you know, in their teenage years. And like there's a character called Momo, or Yaoyorozu, something like that, and she wears a like red suit, and there's like a lot of, you know, cleavage exposed. You know, again, like I said, there are many of jokes about sexualization, and with Mineta, and there's a character called Midnight who wears like very thin spandex, and it's supposed to be like her powers can only be used through like hormones or pheromones or something. So I mean, there is that. I do just think it's interesting to talk about, because, you know, like it is weird in America, but again, like in Japan, I believe their age of consent is 14, so it makes it pretty difficult to translate something where they have an entirely different set of rules to America, where it's like, what do you do, because our age of consent's 18, so it kind of changes things, and it does get a little like kind of creepy. I mean, granted, you know, it's not like there's older men usually like preying on younger girls, because usually, you know, Mineta is the same age as them. So that was kind of what I thought was funny, because, you know, that's like, we've done that in America too. You know, there's plenty of teen comedy movies where it's like the, you know, side characters are nerds or whatever, and they try to like lose their virginity by the end of the school year or the movie or whatever. There's plenty of tropes in American media of that. So I did kind of laugh, but I mean, yeah, it is kind of weird to look at that and be like, it's a little weird. Because I mean, you know, especially like the guy at the manga has to draw the characters, and he's drawing 15, 16-year-olds with cleavage. But, I mean, the age of consent's different in Japan, so it's weird. It's weird. And again, I mean, that's one thing, but also if we look at like the lolly culture, and that's even weirder, because that's like, those are like younger people, and they're being sexualized, and you're just like, okay, maybe we should not do this. It's weird. There are YouTube videos I've seen where people try to explain their point, but I mean, especially like some of that stuff, like, especially because last year I got into anime, or started getting into anime. There was a couple, at least like one, where, you know, one of the main character's friends like was into lollies, and that was super weird. I kind of had to stop watching it, because I'm like, no, this is like not funny. I don't know what this is. This is just weird. So it's a strange world in the anime community. But overall, My Hero Academia is a good anime. But yeah, I did want to bring that to the table of discussion of, you know, sexualization of anime characters and stuff. I think it's interesting to talk about. So if you have any comments, leave them in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next review. Peace. Hey everybody, quick side note before I actually end the video. I just wanted to clarify something, because I went into a rant about like SJWs and the woke, and then I started talking about like pedophilia, kind of. And I don't want to make it confused that I was making pedophilia a woke leftist agenda sort of thing, because it's not, because pedophilia is bad on all sides of the spectrum. I just wanted to say that, like, anime in general has a lot of sexualization of women, and in general, I would say, at least the ones I've seen, sexualize women, and that is becoming more aware on the woke leftist side of politics. So I just wanted to clarify that before the video actually ends, so I don't get any hate. So thanks, and plus ultra.